Example, what has happened with Cardosa Srinagara? Thank you. And the other one is, where is Malaysia at balancing the modern development with the conservation of its architectural heritage? Madam Elizabeth?
Okay, let me take the second question first, very quickly. We have within our planning laws, within our legislative system, we have laws which talk and which provide for the balancing of new development with the architecture of its past, within cities, within rural environments, within even the natural environment. So you do have archaeological sites, for example. And so we have a legislative system, but from what I was listening today, it's not just about legislation, it is about policy, it is also about, I think, empowering people to understand that actually it is important and it's not something that we neglect or relegate to the backwater, because once it's gone, it's gone. If you didn't have the Sultan Abdul Samad Building, I wouldn't be able to talk about the Petronas Twin Towers. And if we didn't have the Petronas Twin Towers, we wouldn't be able to talk about the Merdeka 118. If we didn't have Stadium Merdeka, we wouldn't be able to talk about Merdeka 118. So they become parts of that. But we need to kind of have more of it, and I think that we need to be able to understand that it is not about the monument, it is not about the beauty queen, it is about us being modest. Actually, I think Malaysia used to be a very modest country, and we had modest, our built environment, our townscapes were modest. They were all kind of like at city level, at eye level. You could walk and you could look up and you could see the sky and you could see things in front of you. But now with skyscrapers, you kind of crane your neck and it is sometimes hard to see what's going on up there. So that's one of the things. With Cardosa, it is gazetted as a national monument under the law. I don't think it's so much. So its protection is there. It's not going to go anywhere. But I just want, because we are here, I just want to bring you at the time that in the early 2000s. There was a lot of talk in the newspapers at that time. Nobody was reading it on their phone, yeah? We were all reading broadsheets. We weren't even reading tabloid-size newspapers. There was a lot of discussion in the Business Times about what was happening with Cardosa and how could it be sustainable and you know, it was a hotel, it wasn't making any money, and so what were we going to do about it and how do we keep it? That was one of the things. But at the same time as the whole of the Cardosa story was going on, Pudu Jail was also proposed to be demolished. And all the Business Times only focused, and all the stories came out on Cardosa, and no stories came out on Pudu Jail. And so then the question is why? And I think that the reason is because one was part of a really uncomfortable part of our history, or our culture, or our city, and we saw it as a jail, and so bad people are there, and it doesn't have any relationship with us. But we see Cardosa as a beauty queen. Well, they were both built in and around, well, Pudu Jail is older, actually, built further away, longer ago than Cardosa was built. But Cardosa had captured a business mind. It had not, Pudu Jail had not. Pudu Jail was seen as what is the value of the land that we can, if we don't have this thing here, which is a building which has no intrinsic beautiful value, so let's get rid of it and let's redevelop it. So what is left today is a gate, part of a gateway, it's not even a whole gateway, it is part of a gateway that makes no sense anymore. Unless you know what was there, you have absolutely no idea driving by it or passing by it on the monorail, why it's even there. But what does it, where does then go back to the whole question of how do we engage with it. Like I said, we have laws, we have legislations, we have planning documents that talk about heritage, but all of this is always in the physical arena. We look at a building, we don't look at what the building's used for, we don't look at who used it, we don't look at how it applies to community and society at large, and how it has come out of our environment. What kinds of resources have been put into it? And these are not only natural resources or physical resources, they're cultural resources as well. So, good questions. Thank you.
Thank you.